Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Pete from Time by Mail. Today we're going to be looking at replacing the crystal on this Timex dive watch. As you can see, the crystals arrived in pieces with the watch. Luckily the dial doesn't seem to be too badly damaged. So we'll go through the steps of replacing this crystal, from removing the case back to then removing the stem, which is quite difficult on these Timex watches to find out where to put pressure to remove the stem. Crystal is already out, so that's one good news. And then to fit the new crystal, I'll take you through how to do that. So I just removed the case back with a case back knife. A little bit stubborn, but if you get a sharp knife underneath it, it does eventually pop off. If you find it is very stubborn, go and have a look at my Armani watch case back removal video. That will show you another way of doing it. I don't know if you can pick this up, but this case back is quite scratched, so I'm going to show you a little trick to just polish this up slightly, tidy it up after we've replaced the crystal. So first of all, you need to remove this large 2016 battery. So after you've removed the big 2016 battery, we need to remove the crown and stem. So as I explained earlier, this is quite difficult on these Timex watches. I believe the Expedition watches are the same. If you follow the crown, from the crown down the stem into the watch, you have to remove the battery to do this. You will find, just try get it up and focused a little bit, this section of the movement here, you have to use a pin and press down at the same time removing the crown and stem. You might not be able to pick it up while I actually do it, but that's the position you hold the pin in to remove the crown and stem. It might take a few goes to get it right. There you go. So the crown and the stem is now out of the watch. We can remove the movement now and replace the new battery. I always find it's easier to keep things in a nice tray. It keeps them clean and it stops them getting lost or mixed up with other parts. Use your screwdriver to just lever the watch movement out gently. Try not to scratch the movement or the dial. Again, I used a cushion. Place it on the back of the movement. Now we have the movement out. Place the movement into our tray, safekeeping, along with the case back. It's time to replace the crystal. We're going to be using the 3mm crystal for this watch. It's quite a thick crystal, so we will need the crystal press to fit it. So as I mentioned earlier, the case back on this watch is quite badly scratched. I haven't got a lapping machine or a polishing machine, but I normally use an emery cloth block, and then a finishing block, which is, you can nick one of these from your wife or your girlfriend. It's used for polishing your watch nail, polishing your nails, and it's got 4 different gradients on it, and we just work our way through the gradients until we get the result required finish. So you just place the case back on the emery cloth to start with and rub. You're never really going to get a factory finish, but you'll tidy it up a little bit anyway. Can't go down too far because we'll start to lose some of the lettering. I'll get on with this and do it in speed up motion so you can see the end result. So, not perfect, but I think it's a lot better than it was, and not too deep now. The scratches, I could probably go more, but I don't want to start taking away the lettering. So at least it's clean now and better than it was before. I'll leave it like that. It's nice. Some watches have a bit of character anyway. Always amazes me how badly scratched the case backs get. You almost just chuck them about. Right then, so we need to fit the crystal now. Some of these crystals you can just push in by hand, so I'm going to attempt to push it in by hand. I've polished the glass already, so when you fit a crystal, be careful not to touch the underside of the crystal, because it's a lot harder to clean once you put it in the case. So what we do is put it in. We need to push it into the gasket. It seems to be going in quite easily, so probably won't need the crystal press this time. It looks fairly even all the way around. You can do it by sight, test whether it's even all the way around, but I always find if you just touch it with your fingers you can tell whether it's raised up on one side or not. That looks pretty good. So now with the crystal fitted, we need to fit the movement back into the case and the dial. Just flip the whole lot over. Let's try that again. So I got it quite aligned properly. So using some pegwood here just to help the movement into place. Not quite sure it's aligned. Get the So just once you've got the crown and stem back in, just pull it in and out 2 or 3 times, make sure it's in there securely. Next is the battery. seeing is there any particular way it goes in, but I think it can just drop in any old way. Just oops, well, that's good, isn't it? The jack in the box. Need to get the case back on, obviously quite sharpish rather, otherwise it will ping out. I'm just going to have a look to see if it's correct, but it's working rather, but I can hear it ticking, so check the case back. Usually they have an indent where the crown should sit, but this one doesn't, so we will align it. So the words are sitting nicely, straight rather. Okay, let's just make sure it's working. And we can set the hands and the date. Let's move the hand out of the way so you can see. So the date is the 29th today of November. So what I like to do is, oh, it's going the wrong way, sorry. I like to set it on the 28th, the day before, and set the time so we know whether you're on 24 hours or not. So the date's just moved over to the 29th. And the time is 11:30 AM, so well, this seems to take forever to set the time. So 11:30 AM. There we go. So what's needed now is to fit the new strap. Seems as it's a sporty watch, I want gone for a rubber strap. So make sure you get this the right way up. So just a quick tip on how to fit the strap. The buckle end always goes at 12 o'clock. I've mentioned on a previous video that I always put the strap on the back of the watch so we don't end up scratching the lugs with the spring bar as you're fitting it. So that's fine, give it a good tug, make sure it's on there correctly. It's gone in quite well, so there we are, the watch is complete. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. It always means a lot to me, as I said previously, that when I see new subscribers or likes or comments on videos. So I think you agree the watch looks a lot better than it did before. Scratches on the case back have pretty much gone. There was one heavy one there that I couldn't get out too much, but didn't want to lose the lettering or any of the model numbers or anything. But there you go. So again, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.